who have been following since from our regional capital to launch the national campaign against drug abuse, not just on tramadol. And of course, this is a partnership between GHOne Television and the National Youth Authority. It wasn't just about the launch, there was also a massive health walk as part of activities to sensitize people on the need to be ambassadors, anti-drug abuse ambassadors in their various communities. So those are the images from Sunyai. Every part of the city was filled to capacity, and it just tells you that people are really passionate about this very particular initiative. So joining me in studio is the marketing manager for GHOne Television, Mr. Andy Akwetia. You're welcome.
Thank you, bro. And
Sewa Ame here is producer for State of Affairs. She's a news anchor, and she's also part of the organizing team. Sewa, you're welcome.
Thank you, GHOne.
First and foremost, what caught my attention was actually on social media, where I saw Nana with some, local delicacy. But I mean, how was Sunyai? Let me start off with you, Andy.
Okay, Sunyai was good. Yes, what caught all of us our attention was how neat the town was. And I think Nana even put it on social media, on her Twitter page. And it's surprising that a city in Ghana can be that clean, and then we can't even learn from them.
If Kigali is doing it, we can also make it possible.
But it's not even Ghana, it's Sunyani is doing it, so why can't Accra do it?
Yeah.
So that was what caught our attention when we all got to Sunyani. But I think that we've learned a lot of things from Sunyani. We are going to implement some of them here. For the project, I think it was a very well coordinated project. I have not worked with a lot of government institutions, but I think that the NYA, led by Emmanuel Sigri, is doing something very good, and his two deputies. At every point in time, they were there. Even at a point when the CEO had to move out and then leave because of other engagements, the two deputies were there till the end of the project. And I think if we are having some of all the government institutions working like this, I'm not sure that we're going to have a lot of issues with that. Coordinating with the NYA to have this tramadol launched was one of the great things that I think that EIB has done.
Okay, and I couldn't agree more with you on the fact that it was well coordinated, because even how it panned out on TV, how seamless even the production was, it all goes to show that a lot of hard work, as usual, went into the organization of this program. But let me come to you, Sewa. You left Accra on Wednesday. Tell us briefly what happened from Wednesday to the day we had the launch and subsequently the health walk.
Well, so I left Accra on Wednesday, like you rightly said. I got to Sunyai Wednesday evening, and just when we got in, even though we were there for the launch, we still had to speak with some of the people in Sunyai to find out, that is the tramadol addicts and other people who are addicted to other forms of drugs, to find out what their reasons are for abusing the drug. So we went on that recce when we got to Sunyai Wednesday evening, and then on Thursday we went around. We spent half of the day going around to film some of the episodes, and then we came back and went to the event grounds to make sure that everything was okay. But whilst we were at it, Andy and the other members of the team were also seriously working to make sure that the launch, which was on Friday, happens seamlessly, and that's a reflection of what you saw on TV.
All right, Andy, let me come back to you. On Friday, we saw an event that was very remarkable, because we haven't seen this in the history of this country before. We will delve into this launch and what it means for our anti-drug abuse effort as a nation. But what was the reception in Sunyai, apart from the fact that the city is clean? Do Sunyani people come across as very hospitable people?
Very, very, very hospitable people. Very, very hospitable people. At every point in time, whatever you needed, you were going to get. There was somebody there who was ready to help you. I think it's been one of the easy projects to work on, because the team from NYA received us so nicely. By the time we got the director in the region, we'll just brief you that, oh, this is what we've done, this is what we've done, this is what we've done. Do you think we should add something to it? And basically you realize that there's nothing you can add to it, because they've already done everything. So it was all about just going there to ensure that what has been planned has been done, and it has already been done before you got there. So just sit down and then have some food and eat, and then just have fun, relax, and wait for the things to be implemented. And I think that whatever came out was perfect. All thanks to NY, their team there, they worked so perfectly. And then when we got there, we added production bits. I think we had a great show going on.
Okay, but tell us more about the launch. What does this mean for the whole country, especially when we don't even have a national anti-drug abuse policy in place, but we've gone ahead to launch a campaign? How does that work? Okay,
so we identified that tramadol was being abused in this country, and we decided to work at it. So working at it, the National Youth Authority, we realized that the main focus of their agency was the youth. Came and said that, okay, let's do this together and let's launch it on the International World Youth Day, the International Youth Day. So we did that in Sunyani. The whole plan, this is the launch. There's going to be a comprehensive plan or design that we are going to implement from now till maybe the next 2 years or whatever it is. We've not really agreed on the time frame. But then what comes up immediately is the fact that we are going to have a rehab that is going to be centered either in Accra. Is Accra?
It's in Wassa.
Wassa, yeah. We are going to have a rehab in Wassa. And that alone is at least a very good start for all of us. Because we can go and talk to the people, we can go to the ghettos and tell the guys that, Charlie, stop taking this. They can stop 1, 2, 3, but then what is it? That you are not an expert in that field. So now that there's going to be the rehab, we can move a lot of the guys there, and then they are going to be worked on, as it were. Worked on so that they can come out and then we can get that productive part of them as a country. And I think that is the reason EIB thought that it was the best thing to do at this time, because we were already having the campaign. Now we don't have the resources. Those who have the resources have come in and said that let us do it this way and get a rehab. It's the best thing to do.
Okay, it was all beautiful for us here in Accra. Those of us who were watching on TV, was beautiful, but a lot of concerns have come up in the aftermath of the entire program. There's this publication all over social media, online, indicating that the participants were stranded after the event, and also even after the health walk, parts of the city were left in a mess. So we'll have a look at this clip. When we come back, we'll really find out what happened and how this particular claim will be addressed and all of that. But I understand that the clip is not ready, but there is this lady who was communicating that they actually abandoned the routes that were designated for the health walk, and the place was in a mess. But first, let's tackle after you were done with the launch, where the participants attended to.
I'd have to come in on that before Andy speaks. After the launch, actually, there was a jam Friday night, and which happened in one of the universities. Right, and we were all there. We all were there. We had a lot of fun. I was meant to come to Accra that morning for Cheers, my show, but we were all there, and so I don't know at what points the participants, some of them, because we saw most of the people that we saw at the launch at the jam that night. So I don't think they were abandoned, but that didn't even come to our attention, Andy, because we were with these people the whole time. You know, we at the jam night, we were with the CEO and his 2 deputies, the members of the NYA that we met when we came in, had meetings with them. I don't know at what points they were abandoned. So it's actually really sad to hear, because like Andy said, it's one of the most coordinated programs that we've ever worked on.
I think what I made out of that publication was that the youth or the participants were expecting some sort of engagement with the CEO, which didn't quite happen. What do you say to that?
I am a bit surprised at some of these things going on. I really wish we could play the audio. Okay, I don't know. You said you are still working
unfortunately, on it. we are working on it, but if we get it, it will be played.
The CEO, when he arrived...
I understand the audio is ready now, so let's take a listen and we'll come back and respond to all the concerns.
Rebecca Woodrow, about national me ba National Youth Authority ne bi na ye ba ye no ba bi e koda ye kra na e ho nye even kra ayi won so nkronsu nyina wo no ye bedru ye ade e chi ye because a Friday in Kwanida, a Driane, no Sanyama, no, apart from an even cranky, a co floats by a Saturday. I was a Bianca, Yapani, be cramani, a becca be fat shamador, no who cry my or more a fearful no mobile joining, ye no. I become Saturday, a fearful baby money or mobile joining. None woman who said babies and one is a float to your name was sunny video, sir. Ye knew be cram and uncase. More be joining and anasa youths. Monko preaching show almost a trauma don and no one see by. You by neighbor drew so beyond Amekashi answer you go good me as sassy a cossy a day. You go and one a do your career program and a job bedrew fear 2 o'clock. You ever drew almost say, yeah, I was a Saturday inquiry any day near a bra program no. I wasn't end this Sunday if say 12. Nanky in a coffee no almost that. You know, be free on Saturday and Sunday Sunday. It's a gun penny for some mutia, yeah, Munya be being found. They say youth no, there be on some better radio, Sony TV, so and leave space for the youth. Space in any day. I want you to go on here, Namu Sant, Momoy, near Woody Echo. Now, yes, I'm over my youth. No, I look at who be now my youth, near Blabonaya Bassano, Momboy, and you who, and why am for swing and free swing, who's she.
Let me come to Andy. Do you know this lady in question?
No, I don't know the lady.
Right. But what was the arrangement for accommodation and meals like?
Okay.
Is it true that the accommodation that was provided, the rooms were infested with bed bugs like the lady is saying?
I would not be. I don't know what to say. I am so surprised. But if you monitored the audio very well, you could hear somebody behind
making input into the submission.
Say this. And Charlie, we are the youth of this country. Why would we want people to use us for their own selfish interests? I was there on Tuesday. When I got there, together with the National Youth Authority Director, we went to the various places they were going to sleep. If you have read the article, they said they were sleeping 50 in a room. Please, in which hostel in Ghana? A university.
The publication didn't quite state that.
They did. The publication, if you have read it.
No, I'm 50. Saying the accommodation where the people were all crammed into one room, instead of 50 people in one room. I'm saying those rooms were not clearly stated in the publication.
But my issue is that which hostel? Maximum 4 people. And the hostel, the Union hostel, it's 4 people in a room. And other rooms had even 2 people in a room. Okay? With the rooms being infested. When I got there, I'm surprised. And food issues. Charlie, we are the youth of this country.
So essentially what you're saying is that those issues, those challenges didn't arise?
No.
Okay.
Not that I heard of, not that I saw. I didn't hear anybody complain.
So what do you reckon the lady is hoping to achieve with this statement?
For me, when I listened to the tape and I monitored and I realized that somebody was behind telling the lady, say this, say that, say that, okay, I immediately said, so can't we as the youth of Ghana fight for a common goal without somebody sitting somewhere to achieve whatever menace that the person has planned for the country? Charlie, people are dying. I don't know if people have watched any of these episodes that we have brought out, but people are dying because of tramadol. The National Youth Authority says that, oh, GHOne, you are doing this, we want to partner you and launch it on the World Youth Day, and all you can come and say is that the food was not good, the CEO did not interact with you. Right. Meanwhile, the CEO was part of us, he had to move, and then the deputies, if you have watched the float, it was the deputies that were leading, they were the ones communicating with the people.
So every member of the team was in charge, and you ensure that things actually ran smooth. So the concerns are not true. So I'm sure, you know, it's one of...
My worry is that why would anybody want to project this? Something that I'm wondering. I monitored, I went down. The person who said she wrote the article, or the lady that was speaking on the video or something, the picture that she has there, she's covered her face. If you think that whatever you have brought out is very genuine, why do you decide to cover your face?
Okay, so essentially that's what I'm saying. So if you have any concerns, you make the pictures, your evidence available, so it makes whatever you are saying true. But as far as the organizers are concerned, all those claims are not true, and so let's treat it with all the disdain that we can find. But Andy, what's next for this partnership? We've seen the launch. What's happening? What's next?
Okay, so after the launch, just like I said earlier, we are going to have the rehab that is going to come on very soon. I think they have already started the project, the rehab at Wasa. It's going to come on very soon. We are still going to engage the people. The interesting part is that we realize also that it's not only those in the ghettos that are doing the abuse of tramadol. There are some very professional people, even doctors, we have teachers, lawyers who are also taking the tramadol. So the next phase now is that there's going to be a regional tour. There's going to be a district tour in all to fight against the abuse of tramadol.
All right, let me wrap up with Sewa. So I'm sure this week a state of affairs will all be about Sunyai and the tramadol menace. But how staggering were the things you gathered on the ground?
Well, it's really not different from all the other places that we have been to. The reasons they've been given cuts across. From Accra to Kumasi to Sunyai, it's all the same things. Okay. People wanting to prove that they're masters in bed, and people abusing it because they're jobless. They're almost the same reasons. So we are particularly happy that the NYA has come on board, and we're expecting more people to come on board. If it's an issue about joblessness, I'm sure that moving forward we can fix it so that, you know, some of these things are taken care of while we wait for the rehab center to be completed. So we move the addicts there and then see the way forward. All
right. Thank you very much. Sewa Amehie. Sewa Joyce Amehie. Always good to have you. And Andy Akwitia is the marketing manager for GHOne Television. Our next conversation, we are talking about financial independence and how you can deal with the limitations. Stay on.
When I'm down and I need something to chew me out, well, it's an exclusive drink, vanilla flavored and so refreshing. Special malt,